welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge.
I'm Ryan Seymore.
I swear, if you guys could see the behind-the-scene things, woo!
Yeah,
Stuff happens.
You stop watching.
And call the police.
Yeah.
Some level of authorities you would call them. All right, so this week we had some suggestions that were very helpful, but it just did not amount to the amount of books that actually hit the
Too
shelves
much
this
of
week.
a variety. There would be no way to suggest the specific perfect 5 books.
Oh my gosh. Like, literally, okay, I think I have mastered, maybe, perhaps, when I select my books, the order in which I read them is like a very curated kind of thing. Like, I don't just like, oh, here's the books. Like, I actually have to like put them in a particular read order to make sure I maximize my experience. It's hardcore.
I just grab a stack.
Okay, see, you know, some people just want the world to burn.
Yeah.
I get it. You just, fire! I'm going to read books. That's what happens. Every time that does happen, though, you always end up reading something you're like, I shouldn't have done
I
that.
shouldn't have done that. I should have read that in the opposite order. Lead off with My Little Pony Legends of Magic. Oh.
Did you read that this week?
Oh, it didn't come out this week.
All right, we're gonna table that. We're gonna move on to what we did read.
Yes.
Okay, so out of the things that we read, we've got 2 things that are the same.
Yes.
One up here.
Yep.
And then one in our honorable mentions.
Do we go with Betrothed?
You want to start with Betrothed? Let's
Yeah.
start with Betrothed. Let's start with Betrothed. Okay, so Betrothed. Number 1, we've got Lewis and we've got Yui.
Yeah.
Ui.
Capital U, lowercase y. We apologize for mispronouncing your name if we did, Steve.
Totally. I'm telling you, it's gonna be like Jones. Like he's gonna be like, no, that's how you pronounce it. It's Jones. And you're like,
No.
okay,
Yeah,
it's cool.
sure.
It's whatever. I can't, you know.
Book was good.
Apparently there was somebody named Wakandria T'Challa Jenkins.
Really?
Yeah, that happened. So I will not judge anyone's name from here on out, ever. So, Betrothed number 1. To describe without spoiling.
Yeah, that's tough. It's like a party game.
Yes.
Because you got 2 kids, high school age.
Right.
I don't think that spoils anything.
No, not at all. Romeo and Juliet themes run throughout.
Yes, very much so.
But not Romeo and Juliet. Like they established that on the very first page. No.
Would you say there's a sci-fi or fantasy element?
Yes,
Or
I can definitely
both?
say that. It's a combination of the two. Because the thing is like when you look at the cover doesn't really tell you anything about what you're getting into here.
Yeah.
In fact, I would argue that like the cover art is not even as dynamic as the interior.
Oh, not even close.
Even though Steve did all the work, like he did everything. So it's not like they did the switcheroo and they got like some big name guy to do the cover, and then all of a sudden the interior is like, literally
Exact
same
opposite.
guy, but the exact same opposite or the opposite effect.
A lot
I don't know what else we could say.
it's not.
Star-crossed lovers, 2 houses, both alike in dignity,
Yeah.
on Earth, where we lay our scene.
Yeah. Quartz comes
There
up.
were some quartz.
It's
Boring.
Yeah, there's definitely, much like in Romeo and Juliet,
There's like a
there's
lot
the
of that,
2
man.
houses that just kind of want to.
Wow, it's hard to describe this one. Okay,
It surprised me because going into it,
right?
I really was thinking it was gonna be like a teen romance or some kind of dystopian.
Right.
And it wasn't
No,
that.
no, and really, like, there is nothing about this book offhand that was an immediate must read, except for the fact that Aftershock did it. So, like, I can't say I was familiar with the creative teams. The cover wasn't necessarily the thing I was like, oh my god, I gotta try this. But Aftershock is definitely in that place where if they have a new number 1, you're like,
I will check this out.
let's look. And that's what I think is so great is that the story was far beyond anything that I was expecting, despite being such a fan of Aftershock. Like, I am on board for number 2.
Yeah,
There's no
definitely.
two ways about that. This is one of those series where I do hope that they're looking at transmedia outlets because I would love to see this grow beyond just a comic book.
Yeah.
Not just a comic book, but just a comic book.
Yeah,
You know.
like definitely this era of Netflix television series and whatnot. You can do these kind of things, and you got the budget to do it. You got the technology to do it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And like Lewis says, Lewis is his last name. I'm a fan of animosity as well. So like I love like with the Aftershock books, they do like a little interview sometimes with some of the new creators, and it was fantastic to read that and just be like, hey, I like this guy. I like where he's at. I see what he does. This was a really good book.
Yeah.
For like no specific reason.
Yeah, it wasn't massive action,
Right?
splash pages of violence.
No.
Plot twists. Like it was a
a
very
really
straightforward, good story,
Boop,
well
boop, boop,
written.
boop. Told well and enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed it. What did you read differently, sir?
I think I'm going to go with Vampironica first.
Okay, that was one of our requests.
Yes.
Okay.
It takes place in the Archie horror universe, like Jughead the Hunger,
Okay.
Afterlife with Archie, Sabrina the teenage necromancer witch. So this one's got a kind of a vampire thing. I mean,
Vampironica.
yeah, no spoilers.
Great.
Greg Smallwood, Meg Smallwood are the creative team behind it.
Oh.
And it's kind of Buffy-ish
Okay.
in a sense, because there's the teenage supernatural
Okay.
people. It's not as gory as Jughead the Hunger.
Okay.
But there's definitely like a 30 Days of Night kind of level of violence and gore.
Okay. So there's a lot of splashy.
Yeah.
Gore.
Like when
Okay.
you step on a ketchup packet, that kind of
Gotcha.
that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely fun.
Okay.
It's very much we're laying the foundation of what the story in the future is going to be, but we find out how Veronica becomes a vampire.
Oh.
We find out what she does as a vampire.
Okay.
And then
Is she eating like normal like blood and such? Can you? Okay. All
no
right.
spoilers.
You're right.
No
You're right.
spoilers.
You're
but
right. You're
if
right.
you like any of the other Afterlife with Archie
that
horror
one out.
stuff, yeah, definitely pick it up.
Okay. I am so on board for that one. I read Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 40. Venditti on that one, and Sandoval did the artwork. Continuing with the General Zod is kicking the crap out of the Green Lantern storyline. It's General Zod kicking the crap out of Green Lanterns. What more do I need to say?
Yeah.
Like, like, Zod is holding the Green Lanterns accountable for the fact that Krypton was destroyed.
Makes sense.
Absolutely makes sense. You were supposed to be policing the universe. They had a sector. Krypton blew up. What were you doing? I need to understand.
Yeah.
And as they are trying to rebuild Krypton, they are taking the platform like almost as political refugees of saying, we are the last family of Krypton. Yeah. Why are you trying to persecute us right now? Like, yes, we've had some foul runnings, but look, we're over here. We're trying to mind our own.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm ticked at you for what you didn't do, and rightfully so, because you like literally cost me my people.
Yeah.
But let us live, and we might let you live, and some people don't listen. People, I don't know. It's kind of like the Green Lantern, a bunch of willful guys. Like they just, I'm gonna do this, even though Zod can juggle planets.
Yeah, like from that planet Krypton, you might remember my buddy Superman.
He's a friend of yours, except where Superman lives, there's only one yellow sun. We have two. Choose your battles, yo.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I get overcoming great fear, but what ring is it that overcomes great stupidity in fighting a Kryptonian on a two-sunned world?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Which one does that? That's just kind of...
I don't think there is one.
Well, there should be.
Yeah.
It should be. It should be the rainbow ring where you're just like, nah. It's the nah core. That's what it is. That's what I would say. All right, so what else you got?
Okay. Young Animals, new offering, Eternity Girl.
Okay.
Magdalena Visaggio and Sunny Liu.
Okay.
It is, I'm trying to figure out a way to describe it. It has the feel of Vertigo, which is Young Animals kind of thing.
It's definitely.
It kind of like their Doom Patrol and their Cave Carson, their other titles. They're a throwback to an earlier Vertigo offering.
Okay.
Kid Eternity would be the one that this would be attached to. It's got a vibe kind of like Black Hammer, where you kind of feel like you understand and you know the character, but the character themselves is out of place and not in the right world. There's something gone on. And it picks up with, the story opens up with this woman who had a superpowered battle with somebody else, and now she's kind of in a spot where she's kind of an elemental goddess. Oh. But she hates life, and she wants to escape. Yeah, like it's really weird, and it's kind of like interactions with like Tyler Durden and yeah. So it's like this very, very cool thing where I don't know if we are seeing reality how she perceives it, or if she's just not 100%.
Not necessarily there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's a really cool one. It's very cerebral. Right. If you like Black Hammer, definitely pick it up.
You know what? I've been more of a fan of Black Hammer and then Sherlock Frankenstein and all that jazz. So I might have to try that one myself. Might have to. So I did the Marvel 2-in-1 Torch and Thing. Yeah. Number 4, Chip Zdarsky. Okay, the artist's last name, again, Schiti. Him. So them, they, her, maybe, I don't know. but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it because my immediate Americanisms would suggest, and I'm just not gonna try.
Yeah.
What I will say though, as this series is so dope because it's basically Thing and Human Torch going on this like universal mission to try to find Reed and Sue and the kids, because since Secret Wars they've been missing.
Yeah.
Which is, it's kind of this weird thing for me. Like, all right, so many different things storyline wise post Secret War don't make sense.
Yeah.
If Reed was the one that was kind of rebuilding the universe,
Yeah.
why would these other things happen?
Right.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I do find it interesting that they didn't create replacements for themselves. So there's obviously this missing piece of the Fantastic Four. And in this series, what you find out is that by Reed and them not being there, like Johnny and Ben are losing their powers.
Really?
Like they need all four to be there in order for the Fantastic Four to exist.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cool setup. So here, like that's what you get like in the first 3 issues.
Yeah.
Here they're on the lookout for where they are, and this now becomes very Exiles-ish,
Oh, okay.
where they could potentially end up in any different multiversal representation where the Fantastic Four is there. And this one had an ending where I was like, oh my. Like I literally had the oh wow out loud.
Nice.
It got me. Matter of fact,
This is something that's been frustrating me with Marvel. Their print runs have
that's Earth. Yeah, that's wild. That
yeah,
did that. Right.
so cool. Marvel, please stop making your print runs so tight. Please do additional printings. I know you've done a second print for some of these issues. Do a third,
Please.
because people want this. People
Yeah.
want the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
This is building up to it. Just make it available.
Come on,
just
come
please.
on. Especially with the scale, like, and I have to admit, like the Marvel stuff, I had been like really lukewarm on for a little while.
Yeah.
But between this, Thanos, and a few others, I'm really like, hey, Marvel's getting their sauce back.
Yeah.
That secret sauce, that Thousand Island
getting
dressing, put it on your sandwich. That's happening right here.
Yeah. It's coming back. Make it
more.
available.
Make it more, man. Come on. Is there a book of the week? Just a book of the week?
I don't know.
I mean, I got to give some love to Betrothed because it
Yeah.
was such a surprise.
Yeah.
Like that was one that I picked up on a Crazy Humble, and it thoroughly, like, I enjoyed it. Absolutely enjoyed that one. Okay. While we figure that out, let's move on to our honorable mentions.
There are a few.
We do have some. All right, so we've got one that's the same.
Yes.
And then we go separate.
Yes.
Where do you want to start?
All right. That was one of the cuts that I made. So let's do Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. And it was a cut that just I didn't have time.
Sometimes you gotta make time, my friend. Sometimes you gotta make time. Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. Okay, multiple levels here. All right, so obviously there is a movie-esque, like live-action component to this, which they keep promoting with the cast on the inside.
Because there is a variant cover this week that's a photo.
Which is so dope. It's not out yet. Wizard World Cleveland, a couple weeks ago, I had the honor of moderating for Jason David Frank, and we talked about his run as Bloodshot, which I was like, why you picked Bloodshot is so like off the wall. Like, why didn't you do Ninja K? Like, I would have immediately presumed that. He's like, I want to do something different. I was like, you did. Genius move. Genius move. Another fun fact. So in this, slightly spoiler, but not quite, because it's like on the front inside cover. Like, come on. Shadow Man is going to be in it, which I didn't know, because he hadn't been showcased in the series so far. He's in this issue, but he's played by Damien Poitier, who was the original Thanos at the end of Avengers.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. How cool is that?
That's
like, this is
sweet.
6 degrees of, like, I know a guy that knows him, so I feel very special about that. Okay, so the setup so far, Ninja K is forcibly put on the task of stealing Geomancer's, like, book. Like his best friend at MI6, his family is kidnapped by like one of his mortal enemies, and they're like, I'm gonna kill this guy's family if you don't go do this thing. And he's like, dang it, I gotta go do it. But not only did this happen, his blood has been infused with nanites that like turn him into basically a human monitor. So this chick Roku can watch what he's doing. So she knows. She's like, if you tell anybody, I'm gonna kill the family. Dude is like pressed up against the wall. So he goes and does this thing, and like the entire Valiant Unity team has been sent after him, and he's just trying to survive. This book right here, he almost dies multiple times. Multiple times. And it is delicious. It is so delicious, but like everything is unfolding in such a cool way. It's really smart, the way that they've broken this stuff down. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this.
It's been such a good read. Valiant is just kicking the buttocks all across everything.
Yeah, it's good. It's really, really good. If you haven't been reading this, jump on, because it gives you like a lot of details. It's a lot of fun. And if you are following or prepping up for the live action stuff, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, Ninja K versus Valiant Universe. American Gods, please.
Yes.
Please, please, please.
The next series has begun. I mean, the creative team is just ridiculous. Neil Gaiman, Peacock Russell, and yeah. So if you're not familiar with American Gods, it's a series of stories that Neil Gaiman put together where gods of yore have come to the United States, or to North America rather, like Odin, Mr. Wednesday.
Mr. Wednesday.
Yeah. So he is, Odin, specifically, Mr. Wednesday, lures this poor bastard Shadow Moon into being his bodyguard, which is hysterical on multiple levels. And he's now going across the country trying to bring other gods to be on his side, because they're going to go to war with the new gods.
This is
which is a different, different one.
Yeah.
So in this, it picks up where Wednesday and Shadow are going to go their separate ways for a short period of time.
Okay.
And it's just really, really cool. It's now starting to focus more on Shadow and his relationship with his wife, I guess. Yeah, so it's just real cool. If you don't like reading, watch the Stars television series, because it's pretty faithful to the novels. And if you like the novels, pick up the comic, because Russell's art just breathes life.
Can I maybe
yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it's really, really good. If you're a fan of Gaiman and you're not familiar with...
Glenn Fabry did this cover? That's dope.
Yeah. He's been doing covers, like they do 50-50 split covers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just an amazing book, and
Russell's work is so clean.
Yeah, and those two working together with the dialogue and the story and kind of splitting the duties on that, it's just vibrant.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Good job. All right, so we collectively read Batman Detective Comics 976. On the road to 800.
Yes.
There we are.
Yeah.
Or 1,000, I mean, saying not 800. Jeez, I'm going backwards.
You never know.
I know, right? Who knows with Batman? Tinian Ferdinand's. This one was an interesting piece. Like, obviously, we're jumping in post some things happening.
Yeah.
But this is the first part of Batman Eternal, Part 1.
Yes.
How do you describe this? So,
there was a fracturing in the team.
there was, and Clayface is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the Bat family took him out.
Word? That's what happened?
Yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, it's been a couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that there was some things, but I didn't know exactly what happened because I wasn't reading it. But really?
Yeah, Batwoman shoots and kills Clayface.
Dang.
And her reasons for doing so, which she goes over in the previous issue, 975, they make sense. Like there's this very real reason that's concrete. It flies in the face of Batman's ideology.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, what's the tension here?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's, okay. Because this series was one, like, when it kicked back up with this Batman family team, I was really interested in it because I love the dynamics of everything. Now that they're splintering it apart, I'm even more interested.
Yeah, because Batman's retreating into his Batmaniness.
Right.
And then the other members are trying to hold on to what they see as that future goal.
Right.
That system, that team.
That works.
Yeah.
And you've got Red Robin, who is now back free from Mr. Oz's clutches, who is actively trying to prevent a future that he saw while under those influences.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, like, different parts coming together to make, like, really great conflicts.
Yeah.
Really great conflicts.
And ones where nobody's wrong.
Right. That's always the best part, when you can't sit there and be like, no! Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
No, I can actually see why you did that.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I can see why you did it.
Yeah.
Can't say you're wrong. That's the best.
Yes.
It's literally the best. It's like, I mean, it's one of the reasons why Magneto and Professor X have been such long-standing arch nemesis, because neither one is actually wrong.
Yeah.
You may not actually be right, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. all around though, this one was an interesting one to jump back into. I definitely need to go back and check out that other stuff though.
That previous issue is a must read for this, because if you just pick this up, you're gonna be like,
right? Because I was like, wait, Clayface died?
yeah,
But I liked Clayface. Yeah. He was such a good member of the team.
Yeah, he was.
Man, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Bat family, man. Like, it's vicious being a friend of the Bat.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. You know,
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. Shout out to Leslie Thompson for all the work that she does.
Yes.
She's been such a cool staple. Like, so many people, like her and Alfred, nobody really talks about them and their powerfulness.
So imagine the stuff that she has had to have heard over the years and then kept quiet about.
Right. You know what? If I ever wrote Batman, and I'm putting this out there, if I ever wrote Batman, I would have her and Alfred hook up.
They're the only two people that know the crap that each of them go through.
I would
people
totally,
they care about.
Like, because like that level of trauma would bring two people together.
Yeah.
And there would be something where like, Alfred's like, I'm tired of patching people up, and she's like, me too. And he's like, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Like DC's like, we're never hiring him for Batman.
That is not.
Never.
That is a no-go. There will not be Batman White Knight Part 2.
Dang it! Dang it! That's all good. That's all good. Guys, if you liked what you saw, definitely hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, make sure you got that bell clicked so that way you get the notifications when we drop these, because we are pretty regular.
Pretty regular,
like,
Wednesdays, typically.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore. We're on time, all the time.
Fill 'em Tuesdays, post 'em Wednesdays, Solomon Grundy on Monday. And interact with us. Like, if you like our thoughts, comment below. If you disagree with our thoughts, comment below as well.
Yeah,
we interact, we love to talk.
We dare you. We'll find you. We'll fight it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's whatever.
I got nothing to lose.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to jail, but I'm not scared to go back.
You don't know my life.
That was well played.